Hello everybody, I'm back with another video for you today, and it's time for me to finally get round to making a video on Northern Realms Witchers. This is a deck I just played kind of on the first day of the expansion and then never again, really. I didn't play too much of it, didn't record any stuff for it. But it is a pretty powerful deck, and I think it maybe even is Northern Realms' best option at the moment. Northern Realms being sort of probably 4th or 5th best faction, depending who you ask. And yeah, it's Uprising, so you're using that Witcher swarm capability with sort of the vanilla Witchers, funnily enough, that used to be really terrible, alongside things like Erland to boost all your units, Vesemir Mentor to boost all your units, and then you're also swarming a bit with Keldar, particularly if they can't remove him. That could be really, really nice. And then, yeah, just playing a lot of Witchers, getting a Griffin Witcher Adept value through target practice and selective mutation, and just kind of all around having a couple of engines, but mostly swarming the board up with the Witchers, pulling them out, having a Yrden to shut down certain, tall decks that you might face, and take a bit of pressure off if you're not able to just deal with everything that the opponent puts out. And yeah, all in all, just ends up being a pretty solid all-around deck, particularly in a couple of matchups like against V and stuff. It can be quite nasty because your engines can be really good when they work, and yeah, you don't run too much in the way of sort of removal for engines that would otherwise be a bit ineffective against certain things. So yeah, it's just kind of a point slammy deck with some engine value and yeah, just a lot of points built into it, I think. The Crystal Skull's also pretty cheeky on Griffin Witcher. You can use that to negate the, itself locking itself, so it just ends up dealing 3 damage at the end of the round. Can be really nice. If you're able to get a lot of carryover in that round 1, this deck is very, very scary. But yeah, let's see how it plays. Okay, the first matchup gonna be some monsters. So in theory, we should have a pretty good matchup against the likes of V. Of course, you never know for sure with Overwhelming Hunger. I have seen a couple of people playing, just regular Death Wish units and all sorts of shenanigans. But you're imagining this is going to be V. Okay, hand looks pretty solid. We could actually get rid of Lambert. Probably don't want to play that round 1. Want to save that for later as a sort of power play. Rest of the hand looks pretty okay. We can take AA with Natalis. Don't have the Erland, which we'd like to get round 1, of course, but yeah, we also don't have any Witcher Adepts, but we can always pull one with Natalis should that be needed. Okay, we've got a Necker to open up here. That's pretty interesting. I will start with the Witcher. If this ends up not being V, then we're going to kind of be quite sad that we might be getting Marooned or something that would shut us out of the round, but it should be okay. Really, the objective is just to win this round pretty swiftly and then utilize that Yrden to hopefully really shut out the opponent later on. We'll see how that ends up going. We could actually play Keldar if we assume there's going to be no removal, and there probably won't be, so we could do a very early Keldar to help us push the round here. Keldar alongside sort of Natalis into AA into, one of our wonderful Adepts, because it will then activate the resupply ability of Keldar. So I think I'm going to do that, because generally speaking these V decks don't actually have ways to deal with stuff, so we'll hit the Necker. It gives him a bit more threat value maybe, but we're trying to deny him from playing another set of Neckers without at least losing, or Plague Lava or something, without him at least losing the Necker there. Nice little engine, the Witcher, Griffin Witcher. Okay, so Natalis I think is the play every time. There's potential for us to also bully and try to win on even, because these will get us a hell of a lot of points. We'll kind of see if that ends up being the approach here. But yeah, gonna have a little bit of value from this Keldar, and of course when it gets later in the round that will also start activating properly, which you like to see. Okay, we'll transform. We'll keep trying to kill this Necker. I'm not sure it'll work out, but may as well, right? We can also just boost this, or boost this. That's fine. Another resupply. Another unit. Look how far ahead we are in points already. This is looking pretty nice. 10 points up, gaining a ton of points per turn. Might have even been better to go ahead and play Royal Guard while we're sort of, you know, while we're ahead, as it were. There's going to be a V played, and he's interestingly not going to eat it. Okay, fair play. Guess he knows a trick or two. Knows that I don't run a heat wave, which is very awkward for us. We could punish that if we were running it, but no matter. We'll just keep pushing, I think. Yeah. Play a Royal Guard. There's sort of no rush on playing the Mentor and playing the Griffin Witcher Mentor as well. We can get a bit of extra Vesemir value if we wait for the Keldar to activate. Of course, we don't want to end up not playing the Vesemir in this round. That would be quite bad for us. So we're going to try to make sure we do get that value somehow, in some way. I think at this point we give up on trying to kill the Neko because it's just too late for them to really get much more, you know, much value out of a lava or something anyway. And we don't particularly want to. I think I'll play Mentor here actually. Seems okay, doesn't it? Let's see what we get. Okay, it's going to be a Kedweni Knight. I think we'll just mulligan it back. It's a card we can always play later. It is now buffed up, which is nice. And yeah, I suppose we can use the boost as well. But we are getting ahead with Keldar. And I believe Witcher's not shooting yet, but it will on the next turn. So probably next we're just going to play Vesemir, or if we do want to play an extra card, we could go with Royal Guards. I'm getting the Ihara Quack, so that's going to be Erland, I suppose. Not really what we like to see. Not getting value from one of our high P cards there is a bit of a shame, but what can you do? At least we get the Vesemir, and in fact if we wanted to really push we could, you know. I think I will just play a Royal Guard. Nah, let's go Vesemir now. We might technically miss a point, but I want to make sure I get this activation before it's too late. Opponent connection lost by the looks of things. Just ping the warrior, I guess. Not really any downside to that. Still got a lot of engine value here. So, oh, we managed to snipe the Necker as well. That's pretty neat. That's actually quite good for us. Deny some thrive value there. He's got the Beast activating, but we've got Keldar activating, so we're kind of pretty even in that regard. And the dude, our Scytheman, is looking very juiced up here. So we're going to, of course, keep playing. I think I might play Royal Guard on front row just to immediately get the value. Well, it might just be wrong to do that. The thing is, I'm thinking that my Keldar might get blocked if I play it on ranged. So yeah, I think we'll go front row. Not sure if this is technically correct, but I'm feeling pretty good right now. My Scytheman's going to be huge, and if we want to play the Yrden to just for sure win on even, we can do that. Of course, I'd probably rather keep it if I can. So can we get ahead with Scytheman here? We might even have to play a leader charge or something to confirm it. Not sure. And in some way, if we'd waited a bit on the Vesemir, we might have even had more points here. So let's think about this, yeah. How much is Scytheman worth? I mean, I think we're always clicking the guy, right? I think we can't really afford to give up the round, otherwise a potential push can be just really fucking annoying to deal with. It's possible we click Erland, that's a possibility, if that's what we need to get ahead. So, how many points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's a 14 point play. I think we use one leader charge to make it a 15. Or do we even need to use 2? I think we use 2 here. Not sure if it's technically correct, but because my Keldar doesn't activate that many times, I think getting the extra... I may have just miscalculated that. I'm going to be honest, guys. I may have just completely miscalculated that. Interesting. Okay, so there's the final leader charge. Do we play the Yrden is the question, because this is going to be a big ass V. Oh my goodness. is kind of awkward. I suppose we play it, right? Because it's a win on even. Feels pretty good. Probably shouldn't have used the 2 leader charges. I think I miscalculated a bit how much the Scytheman was worth. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. I think I only needed 1 leader charge, maybe. Whatever. Hopefully it won't matter too much. Hopefully we can still pull out a win. We'll see. We'll see. These are some good draws, I think. We have a lot of points. The question is, can we just win if we go straight to round 3? I'd quite like to bleed out a Haunt from the opponent. That'd be really good. So I think I'll keep this and probably play Esker. Just to see if we can get a Haunt from them, yeah. I mean, what's better is the question. The Amphibious Assault or the Esker? I think we should probably play AA then, because leader is sort of tied to the Witches, right? They make those a lot better. Let's see if we get the Haunt here. If we get the Haunt here... I mean, he's used a lot of tutors already, right? So it can be quite awkward for him to even get his... We know he has a Neuromancy. So if we just bleed all the way, do we win? This might just be a win if we play every card, because he played a Slizzard here. I feel like we might just have more points, right? Because there's no Haunt. I think I just play my whole hand. I think we just outpoint him. Just big points with my leader as well. I think we just do it. He can technically have 2 Vs. And how big are the Vs? I mean, I can literally calculate that. I probably should have, right? They're like 20 points each. 20 points a pop. So maybe we don't have it. Oh man, V is so hard to beat, isn't it? So we've still got the option to pass here. And get a card. But do we beat a V play? How big is V? So it's 23 points? Can we make 23 points with this play? Surely we have 23, right? This is 13 plus... 13 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have that. Do we? Fuck, I don't know. Actually, we don't, I don't think. So it might be better to pass. Fuck it, I'm just doing it. He might also have a dead card, right? This is the most points here. Bloody Nora. Okay, we got him. Thank goodness for that. I was a little bit scared there, but I'm not sure we had the points. I mean, we can do a little calculation. We had 4, so it was 6, 9. We had another 10 points on top of that. Another 10 takes us to 49. So yeah, we actually do win every time there if we just play our hand. It's a bit scary though. Alright, let's jump into another one and see if we can win again. And Precision Strike it will be. Another red coin for us. Very nice. Don't know that it matters too much, because getting that purification on the Witcher can be really good as well, but, you know, nothing wrong with red coin. Let's get rid of Vesemir. And what else? Probably the other Witcher. I'm not a huge fan of playing those early. I do think they're your sort of later game power. In this matchup we probably won't play an early Keldar because it's just a bit wonky. Probably dies. But we can go for a Geralt Quen into an Erland. That's a really nice early game play, I think. Just go for a lot of carryover with the Vesemir and the Erland. Double buff all our witches. Should be quite strong, I think. Ooh, Pyrotechnician's a bit of an annoying one. I'll say that much. We might just play AA to start here. Go for Royal Guards, for example. There's not much else that we want to take with this, I feel, for the first iteration. We could take the Kedweni Knight, but I think this is good because it does allow me to boost up my Witcher, for example, keep it out of range of a lot of the removal that they'll have. Get that engine going. This deck does feel pretty solid. It just feels like good cards. I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised at how well the Witcher package in Northern Realms works. I thought the Griffin Witcher Adepts would be quite horrible, but they're actually pretty good in this particular deck. I suppose that's the point. When you build around it, it can be working, but otherwise it's not really a card that does much. Let's go with the Witcher then. This is just solid. Nice little engine. Should help us out. Can even play another one and force some removal from him, or have a 2 damage per turn engine going on, which is certainly something not too weak. So, yeah, the question is, I mean, Erland's only boosting in deck. He just boosts our whole deck, right? So there's not really any, like, we can play him whenever and it's pretty chill. We get a nice target practice here, I think. I think I'll play target practice now, then a Griffin Witcher Adept. Don't want to fall behind too much in points, but I don't think that's too big of a problem here, with the double engine on the board. And then I figure we're going Griffin Witcher Adept into Keldar, into Vesemir Mentor, or Geralt Quen, or then, you know, Vesemir. We're getting a bit late in the round to be playing our sort of carryover plays, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Yeah, Cat Witch is scary, but we are kind of neutralizing the points a little bit there. And in general, I just feel like winning the round is going to be key against this particular deck. You really can't scoff at these Griffin Witches we've got. Cat Witches are good, but Griffin Witch is also pretty good. It's actually leader in this. Holy moly. It's a pretty huge investment. Fair enough. So the question is now, can we even, like, can we actually get our Erland down, or is it going to be too little tempo too late? That's the real question. Because he's going with a lot, oh my god, that's a lot of points. Bloody hell. Gaetan, really? Okay. So maybe the question is, do we want to go with a Yrden actually? But does Yrden even do enough here? Oh god, I can't even begin to calculate these points. I mean, it's a bit annoying because we didn't get either of our carryover plays out. Not too thrilled about that. But they used their leader, so we're a whole leader up. In theory, our round 3 should be somewhat solid against them, I think, at this point. It's a little bit spooky though. Got a Yrden, so I'm not mega spooked, but it's feeling a bit wonky. I don't think I can play here. There's no way to get that many points. We just have to take the card advantage and say, yeah, I guess card advantage is good enough for us to win. We didn't really commit that much. I guess one Adept and the Witchers, but the Witchers are sort of just round 1 fodder more than anything particularly strong. Get rid of target practice because Talis is bricked otherwise. And I'm half tempted to get rid of AA as well. But that might just be memery and potentially bricking Escort. I think I'm going to do it. Okay. So one question I have is, should we actually play the Erland this round? Homie is going to go in round 2, so I guess that answers the question for us. Interesting. Well, I think I'm just going to play an Adept to start things off here, guys. Is that making sense? Might also just AA the Royal Guard, buff Keldar, that can be really strong. We can also do something cheeky, which is just buff Keldar with our leader, put him to 6 strength. It might be quite hard to answer. But maybe let's think about that like in the future, right? Because I'm not sure we need to play him right now. I think we go with Griffin Witcher Adept, then we can play Geralt and transform him. Yeah. One problem with that is we then wouldn't have a Yrden available. So we gotta weigh the pros and cons there a little bit. It might just be worth playing an early Keldar. And then playing Natalis. We'll have to see, won't we? It's pretty interesting. But I think, yeah, probably Keldar and then 1 leader charge is good here. You've got to be careful because a lot of these witches have adrenaline on them. I think if we boost him there, that should keep us out of reach of a rebuke. Doesn't feel too bad, and then we can go Natalis, get the resupply value. Yeah, possibly with... I mean, we could take whatever, right? Could even take a Berengar or a Leo or whatever. Actually, no, I'm not sure we can do that. It's not Northern Realms cards. So never mind. Never mind. Forget what I'm saying. Don't worry about it. I like playing this deck a lot. It is very... The sequencing is very interesting. Whether you play your Vesemir early, later, like... carryover aspects. I don't think this guy's got much of a hope of winning, because he's pushing into me with leader disadvantage, so that's just generally not a good idea to do that. Because at most he's going to end up like a card down here. That's the best situation probably for him, or a leader down. And then we just, the short round, the card disparity becomes even more powerful. So I guess it's Natalis and pull Amphibious Assault. Could even just pull the target practice if we want to hold on to Amphibious Assault as like a later game play. It's interesting. Maybe we do just play target practice. How do we feel about that? I kind of like it. I kind of also don't like it. I think it's just not enough points. Yeah, I think this is just better. Okay, I'll put it front row. Yeah, we're kind of playing a little bit into Gezraz, but I mean, I'm also a bit worried that my back row gets filled up. But holy moly, guys, look at these points. Like, this is just... I haven't even played my really good stuff yet. We're kind of just waiting. There's going to be a Gezraz. So I think we're going to have to take Yrden to be confident in this round 3 here. But the Yrden is just, like, going to be unfairly good, you know? Just unfairly good, I think. Alright, it's probably time for the Vesemir Mentor. Could also play Witches first, if we want to get an extra Vesemir Mentor activation. But I'm also kind of tempted to try to hold on to that. I mean, we only lose one buffed up unit if we do the Vesemir now. It's not that big of a deal. We can try to hold on to Esker. Let's do that. Let's just play Vesemir. And even transform him, I guess. Because why not? Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling really good about this game. I think there's basically no way for us to lose. Not sure that leader play in round 1 was very good from the opponent. I guess they just really put a lot of importance on winning the round, but where does that leave you if your push does nothing? Might just be better to hold the leader and be able to kill my Keldar or whatever. But you know, that's what it is. Okay, so now we probably just make a stalling play like a Scytheman. Yeah, we're not maxing out on points, but I'm not scared at all about losing the round here. I'll put it even on front row. That's how little I care about the opponent's like entrance here. It's really not scary with the Yrden. The one thing that'd be scary is if this guy somehow like, I don't know, even if Araquax doesn't take my Yrden from me. We've got Erland as the blocker on that, so probably Keldar's dying here. Feels bad, man, but it's fine. He got his value. He got a really disgusting amount of value, to be honest. And none of it even matters, because we're going to Yrden now, I think. Do we need to Yrden, or do we wait a turn? If we Yrden now, this jumps here, and then we win the game, right? So, yeah, I think we Yrden now. Yrden now seems pretty good, actually. Bye-bye, all your points. Bye-bye. I might just leader as well. So, what's the benefit of leadering now? If he has like a thick play that gets him ahead, yeah, I think we leader now as well. Let's just make sure we're a card up. And if he plays his last card, well, he can't play his last card now. So we're just inherently a card up now, with pretty much all of his good stuff gone. I could have also done this in many different ways, right? We didn't have to commit leader there. We could just save it, get his last card, and we'd probably still have fine. We can also just hold on to the Yrden and save our leader. He's actually playing Oak. I don't think that gets him ahead. Like, this guy's unaware. I don't know what these plays are, mate. But yeah, if I hadn't played the leader, I think the oak gets him ahead there, so... Actually, maybe it doesn't. I don't really know. Either way, that's why I did it, so... Nice, let's jump into another game and see if we can get one final win, or maybe we'll play more. I don't even know, this deck's very fun, so... Okay, more scoia'tel. And another red coin! Oh my god! What's happening? It's my lucky day. I mean, I think blue, yeah, as I was saying, I think blue's fine, but... You know, is what it is. Alright, get rid of Lambert. I like just getting rid of them. Later gameplay. Similar sort of story with Scytheman here, so I'll mulligan that as well. Loving this hand. It's got almost everything I want. It's hard to find the Erland and the Vesemir in hand, but you know, having one of those is preferably Erland. Erland for round 1 is better than Vesemir because he can be used later to get more swarm value with like a Keldar, but it's okay. So this guy's looking like movement. He's gonna be moving my guys? What? What? Is that allowed? I'll just start with Royal Guard if he wants to kill it. It's okay. It's fine by me. All good in the hood. Yeah, it seems like Syndicate's kind of the only faction that's a bit... It's like somewhat unplayable this patch. What is going on here, mate? I actually have no idea. We can AA a Griffin Witcher. It's a pretty strong play. I'm kind of worried about what that trap could be. I think I'll just play a Witcher Adept, see if it's a fiery trap. It's a fiery trap. Because we counter the fiery trap very fucking hard with this. Okay guys, I think we won this game. I'm calling it now. It's a bit early, but I think we won this game. Yeah. Just played 0 points. This trap. Incredible. Incredible stuff. Aye, aye, aye. Got a lot of adrenaline boys in hand. I say a lot. We've got Mentor and Mentor. We've got the 2 Mentors. Interestingly. Something about mentoring which... Oh, okay. Well, GG. Let's go for another game. Skellige time. Bit of battle trance. Might even be a Sucrus Arnagad kind of deck going on. I meant to make a deck for that, but I never got around to it because I don't know why. We'll get rid of Witches, Kedwenny Knight, and whatever our heart desires, or does not desire in this case. I think it's Scytheman. Okay, we've actually drawn Selective Mutation for once. That's a card that's been missing from my hand a fair few times. And I reckon it's just start with an Adept. Keep things pretty straightforward here. The one downside with Adept against Skellige and Battle Trance in particular is it is a bit weak to what's it called? Decoction. So I think it's actually probably smarter to open with the Royal Guard here, buff up the first Adept. We can also go for a Crystal Skull onto leave me alone. Leave me alone. If we play this, I mean, it can get a decoction from him, so I suppose that's okay, right? I suppose it's okay. And if he decoctions, then we can take another one. I'm kind of tempted to Crystal Skull, though. Oh, I don't know. If he decoctions, it's probably fine for us. It's a good trade, technically, because it's a 6 for a 4. Okay, Defender coming down already. That signals to me that it's probably going to be... yeah, it's probably going to be the wonderful world of Sucrus Arnagad. I'm going to take Erland here. I'm going to take Erland here and put back... Huh. Probably, in all honesty, a Mentor. Mentor can be okay round 1, but... So it's good. Still wondering what I'm going to use the Natalis for. Natalis could be good for the Witcher, but then again, like, if there's a defender there, it's probably not getting a whole lot of value. Now is just the Erland play. It's pretty straightforward. Could even buff this if we want the option to take stuff, but I don't really want to do that. I'd much rather have the carryover. And I think we're going to be fine in this round. It's just going to be a Keldar, and I think we're going to buff the Keldar with the tactic stratagem. Blah. Words. And I think that will make it pretty okay for us to win the round here. Probably go front row Keldar since I put stuff on back. Which is technically not correct because Natalis is row locked on front, but whatever. Dire Bear, here we go, boys. It's actually a Dire Bear deck. Just got a GG from the last homie that just forfeited. Nice. Keldar. What are we doing here? We're probably just playing the target practice, right? Probably on the front row because we can't actually boost on the other. It's okay. I could have Keldar'd first, but whatever. It's fine. So maybe there's a Yerden here. It could just be Dire Bear Yerden. It could be Dire Bear Sucrus Arnagad. Possible. All I know is we're probably pushing this homie in round 2. That's what I know at this point. One thing I love about this deck is its ability to just push and not give a fuck. It really does do that effectively. We probably should have played Keldar last turn. Could have got a little bit more value from the Warfare trigger. But oh well, is what it is. It's probably Berengar next. It's a bit annoying this Dire Bear because it does mean we can't actually boost all our witches up. I'll just play Berengar, just kind of low value. We have so many points, man. Like this deck just doesn't give a fuck. Like witches just have so many points. You really got to be doing something spicy to take down my stuff here. Powerful deck. Okay, some alchemy. I kind of feel like this might be my Vesemir play now. Seems pretty solid. Vesemir. There we go. Doesn't boost all these guys, unfortunately, but not really concerned about that. We can still play our last 2 cards if we need to. Although it's getting a bit wonky because we're kind of locked in front row and yeah. Natalis AA also wants to come in front. Probably. Maybe I should have put Geralt on back row, that was just silly actually. Yeah, mistakes. But what can you do? Right now we're looking okay. I think this point amount is very freaking difficult to catch up to. Particularly when a Yerden isn't even like, you know, mega busted. It'd be quite good if I were to play Leo now. Which I might be doing. So we'll consider whether just taking an abusive pass is better. In this case we might get the leader from them. Okay, they're just going to pass. It's respectable. But I think at this point life is going to be a bit miserable for the Skellige player because we have a pretty disgusting amount of carryover on my cards at the moment. +2 to the majority of, you know, to my witches, and +1 to everything else is not going to be particularly fun, let's put it that way, I think. I quite like this hand as a pushing hand. It's just like, we have the potential to go all in if we really feel it, but I think we're just keeping and playing an Adept and maybe just even... yeah, I think we just play the Adept, get the target practice out, then we've got both target practices out. Yeah, this is looking really juicy. Got witches for days. He can't even kill this with decoction. Oh man, it feels bad to be a Skellige guy at this point. Got 15-point witches if we want. You know, I'm actually tempted not to play target practice on the Adept. But I suppose what else would we target practice anyway? Fine, do it. Just got R6 for value on the Adept there, but it's better because it is a Witcher, got the buff. So I think now I'm kind of half tempted to... I think I AA a Griffin Witcher, honestly. It just seems pretty nuts. AA Griffin Witcher. We've got to get that AA out for sure, right? Because that's a great draw that we want for round 2. And I think just playing Witchers at this stage is ridiculous. Because they're 10. Because it's a 10 strength Witcher. Which does a little shooty shoot, hopefully on the Priest. Yep, there we go. That's pretty balanced. Basically here we want to see a scenario, a Sucrus, maybe even we might need to just push all in, honestly. Yerden's also a bit of a threat. So yeah, I mean my hand is really good for an all-in, so we might just take it depending on what they play. They've got a Sigdrufus, right? Okay, so that's good. That's good for us. That means if they play a Sucrus or an Arnagad here, that we actually can just go ahead and pass. I think I will need to play my Eskel here. I think we need to play those Witchers and probably... I think we, at this point, we're basically all in. Basically all in. But we can hold off on our leader for now and decide, you know, maybe they go with an Arnagad now and we decide, okay, cut it off, not all-inning. Or maybe they go with the Sucrus, whatever. The problem with his Arnagad at this point is if he's playing that, it's absolutely doing nothing. Because we've played all our cards from hand. So the push here I think is just very devastating for whatever he's playing. It could be a scenario that he wants to get the final points from as well. Yeah, there might be a Yerden, but realistically Yerden's... It's a good card, but it's not like shutting us down completely here. Yeah, okay, there's the Yerden. So I think now that's our... Okay. That's our signal to pull the trigger and go all in and get Sucrus Arnagad from him here. Pretty sure that's what they'll be. Can even transform for a tiny bit of extra value. That's cute. Boop. Just a 12-point play. We've got so many units here, it feels wrong not to use my leader as well. So we'll be doing that. Okay, 24 points. And I believe there's an Arnagad in there. And a Sucrus. I mean, I could be wrong about that. Could just be value. That might be bad for us. I mean, now if he can get ahead without using leader, I still think that's probably a tall order to ask. So probably still going to be top decking here. Yeah. Okay. So I was kind of wrong about what I thought they had. Interesting. And we end up losing our leader for his leader and some kind of crappy cards because the engine value there pulled him through. So, I mean, all in all, I think we're in an okay spot here because of this AA being very big and our cards just being really, really top tier at this stage of the game. Oh yeah, that's what we like to see. Fantastic. I think my bronzes should be beating his golds at this point, but, you know, depends. Maybe he's got a scenario now that he draws into that can materialize a bunch of points. I definitely misread the hand there. I guess maybe this isn't a Sucrus Arnagad kind of list. Might just be Dire Bear Yerden, right? Yeah, that seems a bit more likely. Let's play this. Hopefully we... Nah, it's locking itself anyway. So it doesn't really matter if it dies. It's a bit awkward if he now has a Priest and an Alchemy card because he can resurrect the Crow Mother. Plus he's getting the heals, but I think we're okay here, right? We just play Mentor first. We kind of are hoping we draw the card that we want to take. Yeah, Kedweni Knight, that's big. It's going to be huge when we take it. 7 plus 3 plus what? 5? 15-point finisher? God, this deck's just nuts, man. Like, even here, when it feels like we used all of the gas in the tank, pretty much, in the round 2. We just have this monster Kedweni play to finish it off. Very nice. Alright, good stuff. I think I'm going to play one more. I'm really vibing with this deck. It's great. Let's play another game. It's going to be an Ursine ritual. Fitting end, I think, to the video here. Just a good old Lippy. Dude, the red coins I've been getting today, though. What? I don't know what's going on here, guys. Got a lot of red coins. That might be why I'm winning so much. Might not be the deck, it might just be the coin flips. Either way, I'm not complaining, and I am quite happy. We'll get rid of Sidemen. Keeping a Sidemen for round 1's probably fine, but I don't know. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Alright, land first card, no complaints. Just bash it. Get him down. Get the buffs. Oh! Oh, it's so good. It's so freaking good, dude. We've got the Geralt as well. Oh, man. Now, I'll tell you something. In this matchup, Geralt Yerden, not going to be too hot. Not going to be too hot at all, I'll tell you that. So we'll probably try to get rid of that early on. Or try to find some value from it at some stage here. Probably just play an Adept now. Don't really have any issues unless we want to go AA. But I think AA will just get shut down by a cheeky Curse of Corruption or Heatwave, right? So go with an Adept first. Keep things chill here. He might hold on to this charge. If he does, we play Royal Guard. If he doesn't, okay. It's fine. Just play a bad card then. Part of me wanted to play Natalis because it's potentially bricking later on, but this guy's... Yeah. We probably want to play the Yerden here, right? Yeah, Yerden next, I think. Get the value on the TA. That's basically the only value we'll get from Yerden, I think. Unless we do it defensively, but it seems fine. We're kind of falling behind a little bit. So we probably need to go with an AA play next, or something like that. Maybe even a Berengar. Well, we can actually just go with the Geralt Quen into Vesemir now. Is it enough points? Got this engine going on. So I don't know. Fuck. It probably is, right? It probably is. Part of me wants to save it anyway. Can we get away with another play, or do we just pass it up? Maybe just pass here, honestly, guys. I'm feeling pretty cozy in this game. If we take a pass. Part of me doesn't want to, but we are quite far behind, and I'm not sure I can make 27 points in 2. Seems a bit tricky to do that. So I think we'll just let them push into us, and we'll test our mettle against the likes of Lippy. We'll see if we can, yeah, if we've got what it takes to fend them off in round 2. That is often the test of a deck. Uh-oh. We may be failing the test. Those draws were a bit yikes. Drew brick into brick into brick. So that's not great. That is not great news at all. We'll have to see if it ends up being our doom. Griffin Witcher to start I think is fine. Kind of wanted to buff it with Royal Guard, but I think here we just say, hey mate, you need a Stunning Blow right now. If you don't have Stunning Blow, it's not your lucky day. Or Lugos. I mean, Lugos works, I suppose. Some crazy noises going on out there. Alright, this is getting a bit spooky. I really just detest the fact that I have these Witcher homies hanging out in my hand. It's not really what you want to see. Let's go Royal Guard though. It's also just a bit awkward because I don't have... I mean, we can maybe fix this hand with Mentor, so let's not get too... too anxious about that. But it does just make my sequencing really bizarre. I suppose now we play Assault. What for is the question? Because I feel like whatever I play is getting Curse of Corruption. So we basically have to take the thing that will be least bad if they do Curse of Corruption. Is there something that is least bad if they do Curse? Not really. Everything's kind of bad news bears. So I guess we can take either this or that. Probably it's going to be just a Royal Guard. I think that's the least valuable here. Assuming it just dies, right? And next we go with Gwent into Vesemir, I believe. And we could also play Keldar with this. So it's either Keldar or... Oh, this is just really rough, isn't it? We can play Keldar and hope he doesn't have a stunning blow. It's kind of a play. That might be the play, honestly. He has a shield, actually, so he'll basically have... No, it doesn't get a shield yet. Ah! Okay, let's just play it. Yeah, so the question is carryover. Maybe it's just carryover. Maybe it's just carryover, right? I think it's just carryover. And it is points this round as well, the Vesemir, don't forget. I think this is the best thing, considering they could have a heatwave. If they heatwave the Keldar, I'm really not sure how things go at that point. Could get a bit messy. We've got Natalis next, which we probably just are playing. I hope we'll have enough here. I should have put one of these on front so I could boost it and juice up Natalis. I probably should have just boosted Vesemir. Ah, misplays everywhere! Oh god! What am I doing? Ah, my brain! It doesn't work! It's probably okay. Let's not panic too much. We have unfair amounts of points, let's not forget. And the mentor here onto one of my witches is super good. Provided we just don't draw them again. This guy's kind of going all in. It's the... that is the typical lippy move. Ah, thank god, okay. Hand is now looking suddenly quite juiced up. Quite juiced indeed. If the opponent pushes here, there's not really going to be too much going on for them. Then again, our short round is somewhat weak, isn't it? Let's go Berengar now. And I think what we'll do is we'll play Scytheman and Leader. Oh, it doesn't feel too great, does it? But how many Leader charges? Right now this is 8. Now this is a 9, so we need one more Leader charge. That's kind of sad. Okay. This is our best shot. Got Vesemir. I think the lippy short round's probably got us beat, hasn't it? But let's see. We can draw. We're drawing AA. We know that. AA is really nice. Probably going to take Keldar with it, I suppose. Oh god. Oh, not like this. Okay. Ah, not the best hand ever. But yeah, it's got to be Keldar, right? Oh god. It's just got to be Keldar. He's already used Heatwave and stuff. Keldar, save the game. It's your chance. Save us from the Ceres, please. There's a lot of points. But I feel like my Scytheman here is, you know, it's going to be okay, but not a huge amount of points. We'll see what he's got. Maybe his cards here are not going to be too hot. Adept isn't bad either. It's like 10 points. You know, if he's got a couple of weakish cards, it might be okay. I was really hoping for like a Leo. Could be pretty nice with the witches that we got here. It's going to be close though. We do have a probably better leader than he does, I think. Decoction, okay. We're halfway there, guys. That's a bad card. There we go. That is a bad card. Is he really going to deal 1 damage to this now? That's a bit awkward. I will say that. It's a bit awkward. Vesemir, go. Now we use Uprising, because we're going to lose value on it otherwise. We'll use it on this guy, of course. Bang, bang. 8-point Scytheman, okay. Still getting Keldar value. Still getting value from my Griffin Witcher Adept. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Please tell me we got this. I believe. Ceres is big, but he's 24 behind. Okay, it's just pretty even now. It's pretty even, but we've got engine value and we've got a big Scytheman, and he's used everything. I think we've probably got this one. Come on, baby. Come on. You got 14 points last cut? I don't know about that. Burner Brand, get out of here with that nonsense, Mr. Lippy. Nah, 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 nah. I have the better short round. You hear me? It's me. It's not this Skelga. Okay? Oh, man. Okay. Fabulous. Holy shit, I just got some... I just got mind-shattering deja vu. Oh, my god. Maybe I've been playing too much Gwent in my life, but holy moly, the deja vu on that one. I feel like I've literally... Whatever, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe, of course, as always, for more videos. And yeah, play this deck if you feel like it. It's actually really fucking good and fun. It's taken me a while to get around to playing it, but yeah, do try Northern Realms out this patch. That being said, thanks a lot again, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.